Hello there everybody, welcome back to another Lost Ark video, or I guess Lost Ark adjacent video, because it's Tuesday, which means we look subreddit. What's been popping on the subreddit? I don't know, man. I don't really keep up too much these days. I'll click on a post here or there, as you can see this week, this post, these are the ones that I most recently read, but either way, let's take a look at the top posts over the last week. And as always, if you're new, we try to avoid the memes. We just try to read the posts, typically, with, like, some sort of content behind them. This is a meme post, even though it is predictions, but you can see it's just a shit post, basically. Which is fair enough. This is just buff priority stuff, which is not very interesting. Another meme. Honestly, this week is kind of tame, all things considered. Looks like a good week for Lost Ark. As far as, just the content of stuff. It's just, like, nice posts, information, and memes. Damn, this is a rarity. Surely, okay, here's this thread. This is the post that I was reading the other day. This is another good one. This dog shit system, it's just rock cutting. It is true, though. Rock cutting is, another gamble on a gamble on a gamble on a gamble, but that's the slot machine games from the Koreans. I mean, shit, all Korean games are slot machines, just to varying different degrees. Anyways, I got a couple threads open here, so that should hopefully hold us over. So, first thing we got, Tier 4 Advanced Toning is 20% more expensive than T3 Advanced Toning, even if you have infinite bound shards, 39% if you don't have the shards. This system needs to change. Elixirs and Transcendence suck, but at least you are not punished for doing them later in Tier 4. Well, I mean, you are punished in the sense that you're losing a bunch of damage and shit, but I understand what you mean. You mean you can do them for the same cost later, whereas Advanced Toning is cooked. And I agree. That is a very large problem. And then somebody did all this, which you can easily do yourself. You could just input your own prices. So the costs vary depending on servers and region, but I think the general idea is the same. And it's a good idea because it's real. It's true and real. It's like I said, Advanced Toning is way too fucking expensive for what it is. It really does seem like if you are somebody who is able to do Advanced Toning before Tier 3, or, excuse me, before Tier 4. Yeah, if you did Advanced Toning before Tier 3, you're a god. But if you did it before Tier 4, you are in such... How do I say this? You are in such an advantageous position to those who did not. And it's like, maybe to some people you're going to be like, well, yeah, no shit. But this is different, right? This is a progression system that was released with a raid, right? And typically progression systems that are released with raids function as sort of, this is why you're doing the raid, right? But for some reason, Echidna in Advanced Toning isn't like that, but it's still being treated kind of like that. And what I mean by this is you are kind of expected to have done Advanced Toning, right? You kind of are. Because the item level breakpoints for Aegir, 1660 and 1680 respectively for normal and hard, these item levels are very, very, very difficult to reach if you don't have Advanced Toning done. But if you do have Advanced Toning done, 1680 was honestly super fucking easy to reach. I mean, I don't think I got extreme luck or anything, though I did have a plus 20 weapon going into Tier 4, so I had a plus 18 weapon upon transfer, but it was still something that I hit incredibly easily. And I know this is typically the experience for most people that I spoke to. If you did Advanced Toning, 1680 was fairly simple to hit. The problem comes from if you don't have Advanced Toning, because it's like this infographic states, a lot of it comes from shards, right? And especially on a new tier, the shard gate is very real. So it's not like you can even really stop to do advanced honing because it's not cheaper. It's not cheaper. And it expects you to have these item levels from the past content, but you can't do it until later because it's too expensive now. It's such a bizarre system. And I don't know, man. They need to do something about this. They really do. Accidentally clicked on the post. Hello, this is Smilegate from the future. For LOA On, we have heard the players' feedback about the difficult vertical progression system designs. To alleviate this, we are releasing the newest, most exciting vertical progression system yet. There's also a new Royal Crystal package to help you finish your advanced hones. True. And then, yeah, this is also another good point, which is why I didn't talk about it, but this is quite wrong. I mean, it's not in the sense that what he's saying is wrong, but it is wrong in that there's actually a bigger gap than he has stated, as you're not including many things that actually made T3 honing infinitely more cheaper. What was the best thing about T3 advanced honing? The honor shards, yes. Was that all? No. Free leap stones from solo vendors, extremely cheap leap stones until very recently when the stack ran out. They cost extremely little, heavily reduced the cost. Red and blue mats. Blue mats were 1 gold for ages. Reds you had more than enough due to massive break waiting time for T3 to Tier 4 to the point you didn't have to buy any. Arrayhas, they went up recently, but Mari Shop before and even now offered very cheap Arrayhas that significantly cut the cost. Not that much of you play that many characters, but even then it's considerable. Solars from all the cube runs and saved cube tickets and roster events, you had massive amounts of solars, which significantly cut the costs. So yes, he is true. There's a lot more sources of these bound materials that they have no better use other than to go into advanced honing, which again does serve the purpose of making it cheaper. But I think even if you discount all of these things, the base fact is it is still more expensive by a large margin, and you are kind of expected to have the item levels from advanced honing. At least that's what it feels like to me. I'm sure they would rather you not and then swipe, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's just, it feels gross and bad. If only Korea would get Tier 4 a few months earlier, like in July, we would know exactly the difference between advanced honing in Tier 3 and advanced honing in Tier 4. I mean, we already knew this. This is just sarcastic. Reality is people didn't just forget to do advanced honing in Tier 3. It was a cost versus benefit of advanced honing was a problem. Advanced honing 110 cost 1 million gold and return at 1630. You do hard mode Daemon 1-3 at Kidna, except a good group S or full transcendence, you have more cost. Do Great 4 for 21k, not really. You 1630 Chaos Dungeon, 16 Bat. Why would you advance on a character when you get 45k gold doing blah blah blah? If you're looking at it from the perspective of an endgame player at the time, sure, I guess, but I think that's very short-sighted. Obviously, if you played during the time where this content was relevant, you have the item levels, it doesn't affect you. But saying that the people complaining about advanced honing are only because they didn't advanced hone their ults because of the cost opportunity is also just kind of disingenuous. Because I think a lot of people just didn't play the game or came back or honestly couldn't do it because they were casual. But then you have the old argument of, oh, if you're casual, why does it matter anyways? And yeah, you just go in a circle forever. But something needs to be done for sure. Advanced Honing Tier 4 is still cheaper than 19 to 20 and 21 to 23 in Tier 4. Yeah, no shit, it should be. But the problem comes from when the item level is expected to already be applied to characters, right? They didn't set Aeger's item level at 1680 because they expected people to hone to plus 19 or whatever it was. Here, let me even look. Sorry, give me a second. I'm bringing up the honing calculator. Alright, so here. Oh, did not mean to click support us. Sorry, I love you, Max Roll, but I'm broke as shit. So, what would 19 be? No, 19 would be 1685. So it would be all 18s to 1680. So, let's assume you're 1620, you transfer minimum item level. That would bring you to 1640, which is what, plus 13? No, not even close. 11? 10. Okay, my bad, it's 10. So 10 is the item level that you start your shit at. So if you min transfer at 1620, you need to hone up to 1680 to hit, plus 18 to hit 1680, right? Which is hard mode. There's no way they designed the item level requirements for hard mode A gear assuming that the majority of people hadn't done advanced honing. And the reason why this is a problem is because going forward, for the people who are now coming into the game or coming into Tier 4 without advanced honing, they're expected to have it because these costs are insane. But they don't have it because the costs are balanced for honing being more efficient at like plus 15 or whatever for Tier 4. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know. I think if people want to understand what the problem with advanced honing is, they will. If people don't want to understand what the problem is, they will just say stuff like this. I don't think what he's saying is necessarily incorrect, right? Like, the strength of advanced honing is it carries over, but this is the first system that gives direct item level, and item level is the one thing that lets you into things or out of things, right? If you are below 1680, you physically cannot enter hard mode Aegir, right? So, I just think it's a little bit different than Transcendence and Elixirs, which again, I do agree are horrible, but they're not quite like this. Anyways, I think that's enough talk about advanced honing. Holy shit, I've spent 12 minutes yapping about this. To be fair, though, advanced honing is something I feel very strongly about and something that I think really should be changed. I don't know. Call me controversial. The game is so good, why is it so bad? The game is combat other games would die for, easy to learn yet complex to master, dynamic with a lot of skill expression baked in. Why does it feel so good to play but so crappy to actually interact with? Because it is a primarily Korean game, and it is not localized well. Awesome game processed through insane amounts of enshittification via very bad character and roster progression systems. Lost Ark is a very bright example of how bad monetization and greed harbs gameplay. Yep, it's monetization first, gameplay second. But I think a lot of Korean games are, for whatever reason. It's just a cultural difference, right? It's not for whatever reason. It is literally a cultural difference. And it does hamper the gameplay, which is why I specifically mentioned the answer to this question, game is good, why is it so bad? It's just bad localization. They just did not localize it for the people that are going to be interacting with the game. And then the other big thing that's still been going on, still so many players with a Mokoko Leaf who really need it. Been trying to do Gate 1 Echidna. I'm not going to read all this, but it's basically just your run-of-the-mill. People who need the Leaf don't have the Leaf. People who are top 10 Theamine who haven't played since top 10 Theamine have the Leaf. These guys don't. I mean, Amazon, Smilegate, whoever you want to blame, really fucked up and dropped the ball on this one. There's no way to say it nicely. The event is good in practice, yes, but it's only useful if the people who need it have the status, right? There are so many different things that they could have done to fix it, and it's been weeks, and they've done what? Checks notes? Nothing. Am I surprised? No. Am I sad? Yeah. It sucks. It fucking sucks, man. Ultimately, should be Leaf for players with under 10 clears for the given raid, and it's on those Leaf players to take advantage of the carry, not just be bussed by dying at the beginning. I guess AGS is on vacation, though. I don't think AGS is on vacation. I think they're very well aware of it. They just don't... For whatever reason, they don't seem to see this as an issue. It's bizarre to me. That's the only explanation that I have. And then this post is just 2024 winter LOA on. It's going to be happening December 14th. I have a whole other video if you guys didn't see that. I posted it last week. I'll leave the link in the description if I remember. But I was discussing what I think is going to happen in winter LOA on and what I would like to see in winter LOA on. So if you guys want to watch that, throw that on. I'll link that in the description, as always. But yeah, I think that's it for this week. I spent a lot of time ranting about advanced honing, so whoopsie. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, as always. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Like the video if you like it, subscribe, all that good stuff. And shit, man. From one brother to another, even if you're not a real brother, you're a real brother to me. I love you guys, man. Not enough love in the world. I say this pretty much every video now, and I mean it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being you. Thank you to my YouTube members, of course. Remix My Life. I'm Nufu. It's Biscuits in Your Diz. Consider becoming a member. Not a big deal if you don't. See you guys all in the next one. Bye.